So yesterday, Donald Trump had his July 4th event, this big speech, this big spectacle he's been hyping up for weeks, and genuinely, it was a disaster from start to finish. Whether it be his awful speech or the weather delaying the event as a whole, causing utter chaos among the MAGA fans, it was not great. So I'm going to walk you through everything we saw yesterday. There's a lot that kind of flew under the radar, and let's just start here with the weather. So, of course, it delayed the speech. There was thunder, there was lightning, there were storms, there was a lot of rain, which is pretty typical on very hot days in DC over the summer, and it seems like neither Trump nor any of the organizers of this event planned for bad weather. They just thought that everything was going to be perfect, and so when bad weather came, they were just completely unprepared. And this was some chaos on the National Mall as visitors for tonight's independence celebration are running back to the mall to keep their seats despite Secret Service telling everyone to leave due to incoming thunderstorms. So they were evacuated from the premises, and then for some reason these MAGA fans just ignored the Secret Service and ran back to the event to keep their seats. It was just insanity. I mean, look at that. The Secret Service right there. You can see these guys in vest are running after people because they have to secure the premises, secure the venue, because nobody is listening. None of the MAGA fans are doing anything. And meanwhile, as this was taking place, Donald Trump was on social media telling people to stay. Don't go home. Stay for my speech. I will speak no matter what. It's kind of giving the January 6th vibes, if you're asking me. Like, genuinely, it's very fitting. And also, here's some footage from TMZ DC, who's been doing some great work. And they caught some people beefing, some Trump fans yelling at a police officer as tensions flare up after the announcement that Trump will speak later in the evening. Somebody saying, "This is a free country," and more. I mean, seriously, is this not reminding you of January 6th with the way that these Trump supporters are behaving? These police officers having to close the gates because they won't back up. I mean, seriously, all because they wanted to see Donald Trump speak. How pathetic. But this was all taking place before the speech even got started. The event was already off to a really, really bad start. But eventually, Donald Trump arrived to the Salute to America rally on the National Mall. He was in a VIP tent, but he was caught on photo and video watching himself on Fox News because that's one of his favorite hobbies to do. And people were trying to figure out who was in the room with him. And this blonde woman wasn't identified and don't exactly know who this man is either, but people like Stephen Chung were there. I believe Mark Wayne Mullen and others were there, so some of his advisors, but eventually the speech started. Donald Trump got speaking and it was kind of empty. Just take a look at this clip.
Tonight we come together for one of the most joyous and glorious milestones of all time, and you know what that is, 250, the 250th anniversary. And I do have to say this, one of my very brilliant people.
Yikes, man. So they went through all of this, all of the rain delays, just for a significant portion of the venue to be closed off. And transparently, I've seen concerts with higher attendance than this. And on the topic of attendance, Donald Trump seems to have caught on pretty early in the speech that nobody was really there, or at least it wasn't full to the degree that he wanted. So he claims at least 15,050,000 are watching his speech in person in DC. That's what he said.
And they estimated they had 375,000 people before. Everybody had to leave. And they now have 150,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen.
Just out of curiosity, do you think that this crowd looks like 150,000 people? It just, newsflash, Donald, it most certainly isn't. And he tried to claim that there was like around 400,000 people before. What is he talking about? Why must he always lie about crowd sizes? We can see with our own eyes, we can see that nobody's going to the state fair. We can see that a significant portion of the crowd for his speech last night was empty. Why is he lying about this stuff? It's just one of the most obvious and disprovable things that he says. Then Donald Trump goes back to his usual stick. This is what appears to be at least his campaign talking points for November. He starts ranting about communists and starts saying we don't want communists in our country. This seems to be what Republicans are running.
Ever since, the entire world has been on notice that Americans will never let anyone take our freedom away. Won't happen. And all these talks from the communists, they haven't got a chance. Not even a chance. We don't want communists in our country. Never worked, and it never will work.
On. So again, really seems to be the thing that Republicans have focused on. This is what Donald Trump said on July 3rd as well during his speech at Mount Rushmore and in the days prior as well. He's really started to focus on communists. He's trying to paint all Democrats as communists. And look, if Trump believes in his heart that Democrats wanting affordable housing, free education, a good education, regardless of where you come, who you are, what your background is, a roof over your head, affordable groceries, if he thinks that those things are communist, then I think the American people will have something to say about that at the ballot box, and they will certainly disagree with Donald Trump. He continues, Trump really thinks he's cooking by running against communism and says it's over and over during his speech.
Fascism, Americans stood against the evil of communism in the Cold War. And as I said last night at the beautiful Mount Rushmore, what a beautiful place, where Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt loomed over my shoulder as I spoke. America will never be a communist country. Won't happen. Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked. Our warriors did not fight communism on battlefields across the world, only to have that menace rear its ugly head right back here in America. We're not going to let it happen. We like to stop a threat like that immediately and before it begins. It's like a cancer. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out fast.
What a uniting speech from the President of the United States. I mean, America's 250th birthday, by the way, that he's speaking on, and this is the way that he's talking. Not, a discussion of our history, how we went from this idea of a nation, this radical concept of self-governance and democracy ruled by the people, to this beautiful country we have today where innovation is thriving, our medical research is better than ever, things like that. He didn't talk about the evolution of America and what makes us good. He's talking about what divides us. What's the ugly parts of the United States? I mean, really just a gross speech from Donald Trump. Then he starts to glitch. Then he starts to have some cognitive decline moments. For example, here is Donald Trump messing up the phrase, the medal, the Congressional Medal of Honor. I guess he just forgot how to say the word congressional.
And he became the first African American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he was...
Wow. It must be a new medal. I didn't know that there was a Congressional Medal of Honor. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that we have a new medal in the United States to honor people, the Congressional Medal of Honor. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? The Republicans talked about Joe Biden's speaking ability for 4 years when I thought Joe Biden's speeches were always quite informative and interesting in my view. As a 23-year-old man, I say that. But now when Donald Trump says congressional and has many more examples of this during his speech, they're silent. Here's another one where Trump just can't get it right.
We also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider.
He doesn't know the word immortal. Oh, laughter, man. I mean, just bad. Here's another one. Trump is glitching heavily tonight. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must have all voters. He really just has no idea what's going on.
And we want to keep America great, and we will do so by approving the Save America Act, which means all voters must show voter ID. All voters, all voters must provide a little thing called proof of citizenship.
All motors, and then he just stops talking. I wish the camera was on Donald Trump when he said that. I would love to see an angle, because this is what he often does. He'll like stutter over a word and then just pause and laugh or something to fill the silence. And it's always very awkward. He never really gets away with it. He's not very smooth like that. You know what I mean? When he messes up when he speaks, and kind of just keep it going and keep the rhythm out there. Then Donald Trump messing up the Arimas crew for NASA just doesn't know who they are, what they've done, what their name is.
So tonight we're joined by that crew of NASA Artemis, you know the crew, everybody. Artemis 2, and everybody watched. Isn't that amazing? And they became very famous. Everybody watched. I was watching. I don't know what it was, that one.
Yikes. So he's just making it up on the spot. Tonight we're joined by that crew of NASA Artemis, you know the crew. Yikes. I'm telling you, there were a lot of glitch moments from Donald Trump. And then just take a look at this one. This is a doozy. Wow.
Few heroes remind us of these truths more than William Carney, who escaped slavery to become a Union soldier in the Civil War, which was a very big deal at the time.
History buff Donald Trump, everybody. The Civil War was a big deal at the time. You don't say, wow, that's just a remarkable analysis. I've never heard anything like it. I've never heard anything so stupid. The Civil War was a big thing during the Civil War. Just an astute analysis from the President of the United States. A real scholar we have on our hands. And then, of course, the night ends with Donald Trump passing out, as every event seems to end at this point in time. Donald Trump blinking, as the White House would call it, during the fireworks show in D.C. This is a photo that was caught of him very much passed out, it seems like. And if the photo isn't convincing for you, because of course MAGA will claim, oh, he's, you just caught him at a bad time, he's just blinking. Well, don't worry, there's video footage as well. Take a look at this, zooming in. Even Kai Trump, who's sitting next to him, looks at him and he's passed out. Look, I mean, not moving, eyes closed. That's a man passed out. That's a man who's struggling to stay awake at his own fireworks show. The event that he says is the event to end all events. The best fireworks show in American history. Sighs. And the old man has passed out. Not good. Not good, Donald. So, look, there was so much to this speech. It was really just a disaster across the board. As I said, I mean, I could talk about this for an hour. But really, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to give you the rundown of everything we saw yesterday. And to all the MAGA Republicans who went, kind of sounds like you guys got scammed. I mean, really, you said you were promised the best event in American history, and you got, what, a 35-minute speech after he said it was going to be 2 hours, and then a fireworks show of which he didn't even stay awake for. Doesn't seem like a good deal to me. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Drop a like on the video. Comment. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. Let me know what you think about everything that happened yesterday with Donald Trump. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk.